Hey guys, PP here. Today's video is about Candace Owens. People have called her the token of right-wing media, the Christian white nationalist of black people, the woman too alt-right for little Ben Shapiro. You know her, you love her, she's the insane grifter we all couldn't live without. Now there are many things I could say about Candace Owens, but it would take a lifetime to cover them all. But don't worry, today I'm only focusing on one small topic, the First Lady of France. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you're excused, because it isn't a topic for sane people. In the weeks leading up to her demise from the Daily Wire, Candace was propagating a conspiracy theory about France's First Lady. She seemed to be under the delusion that Brigitte Macron used to be a man. The basis for this claim is a side-by-side comparison to her brother. Jean-Michel is a child in this photo, and Brigitte Macron is an adult. Now, we see four indicators on the screen. First, look at the top of his head. Yep, they both have hair. Whoa, and the noses too, and chins too. They've both got those, right? Maybe the only similarity are the long dimples present when they're smiling. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out that dimples are a dominant gene, so it isn't surprising that siblings would share this feature. The problem is, Candace was late to the game. French right-wingers have been pushing rumors about Macron and his wife for years, and there's a lot of weird stuff to pin them on. But this is just insane. Although I have to give it to Candace, she did a great job arguing their points. I could almost believe it. But then, common sense prevailed, and I asked myself why Candace Owens would be pushing this insane conspiracy. Apart from garnering transphobic sympathy, and two ExpressVPN ads in the same video, what does an American right-wing political commentator seek to gain from pushing this narrative? American media had a very narrow scope when reporting about this topic. They focused on the anti-feminist, transphobic side of things, and while that's all well and good, Candace is far more nefarious. If we look at the news from the time, we see that support for Ukraine was faltering in the West, but their most outspoken ally was France. Macron came out multiple times, pushed hard for Ukrainian support, even saying that sending troops wasn't off the table. As one of the big boys of the EU, it meant a lot for the president of France to come out and say this. And for some reason, we Americans think we're the end-all be-all of any conflict on the globe. But let's not forget that the French actually live in Europe. This isn't some faraway battle on the other side of the world. If Ukraine falls, that sets a dangerous precedent. If you still don't understand the war in Ukraine, think of it like this. It's like if Mexico invaded Texas and said, "We used to own you, so we're gonna own you again right now." And you see, that might make California nervous. So you see, this hardline stance from a major player was antithetical to right-wing America's desire for a Russian victory. That's why Candace Owens started frantically beating this dead horse. She wanted to stir up trouble, to discredit the Macrons and the French presidency. It was all some pathetic attempt to push Russian propaganda. But this is all nonsense. To say that Brigitte Macron is a man, it's the oldest play in the right-wing book. Any woman of influence becomes a target. To say that they're a man is to undermine their legitimacy as a woman. And this is especially true regarding black women, Michelle Obama being the prime example. But Candace doesn't seem to understand that the same logic can be easily applied to her. And then it hit me. She's projecting. Candace Owens is secretly a man. She's so afraid of being found out that she's preemptively pointing the finger at any woman she can. But we all know what you're hiding, Candace. You can't escape the woke mob. We know you're a man, unless you can prove you aren't. That's right, Candace. Prove us wrong. And the only way you can prove you aren't a man is to show us your ball sack. Show us your ball sack, Candace Owens, and prove you aren't a man. I'll stake my entire professional reputation on the fact that Candace Owens has a cock and balls. Show us the sack, Candace. It's that simple. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. Okay, that's enough of that. I'll catch you guys later.